Okay. Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooper's Corner. Today I just thought I'd talk about some of the routines that I've been establishing in the class over the last couple of weeks. There's a lot, and I think there's some I do that I've forgotten to include, but I know I have these kids for 2 years, and it really pays off in the long run if these routines are all instilled into them as soon as possible. I'm sorry, I've just thrown them all on here. As I was driving, I was dictating and trying to go through things that I do, so they're in no helpful order whatsoever, just things that I have. So I'm gonna start rushing through. First, I have a green line over here on the floor, Mr. Louser. You'll see I have a green line. I use this if I ask my kids to line up. Before that, I noticed they'd all shove into the corner, they'd push, so I say line up at the green. Easy thing. Second thing, the do now. This is my biggest game changer, I'd say. I have some standard do nows, so this is projected on the overhead. I'm not sure if you can see that closely. I'm sort of tying this with a settling activity. Every single time the kids come into the classroom, there is a do now. For my French class, it is en français, faites maintenant, pencil and binder. Very often do now, pencil, binder, begin silent reading. For math, I have them come in, pencil, binder, start their math program. If it's a different thing, I have it written down on a whiteboard, do now, pencil, binder, take out whatever sheet, grab whatever sheet. Hopefully something as well that will, like in French, it's just take out these things. But if I can, have them an activity that they can start right away. When I do my short English class, for example, they know they come in, I have it over here, and there's a little one of these grammar sheets for them to do. Some kind of settling activity, so they have a purpose when they come in the room that they're used to. They just get going. Then you can deal with those unexpected things because the other ones know what they should be doing. And I love, like silent reading is a perfect one, 10 minutes. Work habits check. So I tell them their career ed assessment includes, it's like this idea of would I hire them? Work habits, are they able to follow directions? And so it works for attendance as well, but once they've come into the room in the morning and they've seen this, I make it clear that I should be able to see their binder and pencil on their desk and see that they are silent reading. So on my little clipboards, I have work habits. I'm already on the second sheet for my 607, and you can see if they've done it, there's a tick. They're not here, a line. If they've half done it, or if they haven't, an X. So I have concrete evidence of every time your child comes into the room, they follow the expectations. Or every time they come in the room, they do not follow the expectations. Hold up pencil and paper, etc. So often I will ask the kids, okay, go grab yourself this sheet and have your pencil out. You have 55 seconds to do it. Once I get down to 1, I say, okay, everyone hold up their sheet and hold up their pencil. And I will literally either one by one or a table group at a time say, okay, you guys are good, you guys are good. It is very clear who has not followed the expectation. And I'm building that like the will not slip under the radar. I will see if you are not doing what I expect of you, and it will be resolved. So everyone must be doing this with us. And that reminds me of another one I think I forgot to put up there, thumb to chest. When I'm doing a larger assignment, I do little chunks at a time. Write this first one down. Do a thumb, I even start before that. Write your name at the top of your page. Thumb to your chest when you're there. Okay? Looking around, thank you so-and-so. Thank you so-and-so. I'm naming their names just so they can hear, oh look, people are achieving this. And sometimes I will wait until every person has done it. Next thing, write this down. Thumb to your chest when you're that far. Going around the room. The expectation is we are all literally on the same page, progressing at the same rate. And if I notice someone isn't sticking up their thumb, I will go and ask, student, are you with me? And if not, I'll send an adult to help them. Have them raise their hand and show me their work is clipped into the right section of the binder before they leave the room. If I've given them a sheet, or if they've used anything and it's been taken out of their binder, I will not let them leave the room. They have to have their binder open with it clipped into the correct section. They raise their hand, and then I look. If I can see it, I say, okay, thank you. You may go line up at the green, or you may go, or you may whatever. But I need to see every single one. Just gonna put this a little bit of sound. Next thing on our list, number 6. Have the students face the back of the room while they're on their computers. This is a great one from Miss Sommier. Just helping you, if you're accountable for what they're doing. If they're all on their computers, I have them literally move their chair from this side of the desk to this side of the desk, so I can be standing in my counter and I can see all of their screens easily. Are they on whatever program it is I want them to be on? Label the computers and have pictures of where they go. You might say I don't have my own technology, but this is something, if you do, it's helpful. If maybe, I don't know how it would work with the tech carts that we borrow, but this is what, so I have their names, and obviously it doesn't align yet, we're still working on it, but these are the names of the kids who should be in there. This is what it should look like. And then we have their names on their computers, and it should be in there like so. Making things as easy as possible for them to be successful, and then it's more likely to happen. Bookmarks. Something I do to encourage the kids to get excited about reading. I make them all little laminated bookmarks. Has their name on it. If there's a book that they are enjoying, they may put it in the book and it's claimed as theirs. Also helps them with a little faster sound reading. Seating chart posted on the side wall so they can find themselves. The beginning of the week, I randomly, sometimes not as randomly, pull names, or numbers rather, from this jar. The numbers then are associated with seats. I write
This is Cooper's Corner.
This is Cooper's Corner. I write those numbers onto a list. So if a student's not there, they come in and, so-and-so says, oh, I wasn't here, Miss Cooper. I'm like, well, just look at the seating chart. Your number is there. The numbers are associated with numbers on the desk. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, I believe that people like routine, and they'll just want to sit with their friends over and over again. I tell them our goal is to be successful, and in order to be successful, it's not always sitting with your friends. You can sit with your friends, or you can talk to your friends outside of recess. Here, I want you to be in a position where you will work best. Also, in university, I didn't know anyone else, just the regular people, except for one class where our teacher made us do that, and I hated it at the time, but I got to know everyone in that class because we were constantly moving around. So we have those seats for a week, they switch. I tell them there's no big assignments necessarily I'll make them do with someone, but they should be able to work with someone else for a minute. Place for extra pencils. I know teachers have different opinions about this. I hate when kids ask me for a pencil. So over here I have kids' supplies. Pencils that I pick up off the ground. Scrap paper they can doodle on. Pencil sharpener, staplers, blah, blah, blah. They know that they can access it. The expectation is they have that pencil on their desk in time for the work habits check. End of the day expectations, stacking their chairs, ensuring the whole room is tidy, standing behind the desk. I try to get ready for the end of the day about 2:41, so I am not feeling too rushed and panicked. I have probably asked them to show me that something is in their binder, and then I say, okay, you may stack your chair. The expectation is that they then come back behind their desk, hold their things and wait. But I have a microphone, which is helpful, and then I'll say, so-and-so pick up that pencil, so-and-so hold up that thing off the back counter until the whole back counter is empty and the floor is spotless. Nobody leaves until the whole room is tidy. We have some minutes to do it. I say the faster they are, they get a few extra minutes outside at the end of the day. They know the expectation. Then I leave a group at a time. Silent reading, always the routine. They know we literally did a silent reading, looks like, sounds like, but they know they're coming in. We're gonna do it for about 10 minutes, and then they know that at that time, different kids get pulled out. Use your adults. I have a resource teacher read with a kid. I have an SEA read with a kid. We strategically pick those kids, those that need the most support, extra practice. I try and read with a kid. I also use that time for whatever else I need. Then They know we transition always from silent reading to read aloud. So they don't put their book away. I give them a 5 seconds to close their book, etc. And then we do the read aloud. And they know that after that, they are going to be sharing the most important ideas or the reading power response. That's a little bit reading power related, that they're used to seeing this little piece of paper. They know that's coming. They share with their partner. I pull a name for accountability. We talk about why we do that, so we know that everyone is involved. And then they get the wiggle break. Same routine all the time. Strict with hands up every single time for 2 years. Every single time until the last day. Raise your hand. I don't hear you unless you raise your hand, even if it's a good comment. That was a good comment, but I cannot take it until you raise your hand. Raise your hand and I will call on you. If you are not consistent, it will not happen. Number 14, they must bring everything with them from their locker. Water bottles, snacks. I tell them I'm a little bit softer at the beginning of the year, but I will get firmer as time goes on. If you don't bring a water bottle, I have a tap in the room. If you're really thirsty, you can drink from that. If you don't have a snack and you're really hungry, I have a granola bar. You need to be responsible and bring those extra things if you want them at the beginning. I try very hard not to let my kids in the hall during class time. One person in the back, or out of the room at a time. I think that goes without saying, bathroom, etc. They know that's the expectation. If you're consistent, then they won't question it. Pulling names for accountability, I told you about that. I have all the kids' names in here. I use it when they know they've had a chance to share. They've done a thumb to their chest to tell me they have an answer. So now let's prove it. One person give it. Starting by writing their name at the top and circling it. See, there's a lot here, sorry. What are we at, Mr.?
12 minutes.
12 minutes. Okay, I'm going to try and wrap up quick. I might have to cut some. As soon as I get things, I think I said, not only write their name, put a circle around it. That seems to make them more likely to actually do it. Steps. I always have the steps of what I want them to do written up on the overhead. So it might say, earlier I said, step 1, complete writing plan. Step 2, silent read. And not many, and I will repeat and model them. We show what we're doing. Maybe if it's go get this or put it in the red basket. Everyone, where are we putting it? The red basket, making it very clear. Constant rotation of partners. Oh, I love this. Okay. So when I have people working together, you can see Mr. Briscoe here is physically closer to my teacher's desk. So he would be the teacher's desk partner. The person sitting in the desk next to him would be physically closer to the classroom library. So I call them the classroom library partner. I will often have them work together, but then rotate. I'll say, okay, teacher's desk partner stay, library partner move one back. And we do that same pattern for the whole 2 years. They get used to it. In English, one of my students suggested this. If I have them reading to each other like proofreading or something, when they're both done, stand up. And then when I see 2 other people stood up, I switch them that way. Again, getting them used to that. Library routines. When we go up to the library, I have very explicit expectations. I encourage them to bring a book if they're reading one. Or if they're looking for one, that's fine. They may sit in no more than a group of 2. The expectation is they're either looking for a book or they're reading silently. Field trip forms, I try, if it's money, I tell the kids they have to give it to me. But if it's not, build the routines or be started with it. Over here, the brown envelope, they have a spot to hand it in. They tick their name off. The walking field trip form, that's something you don't have to worry about, but I'm doing. It's going digital for everyone else. It's here, they tick their name off. Make it easier for you. They know where to put these things. I reward them with candies. Finally, name on the whiteboard, come show me. If I have something I want them to do, something that they're gonna do at different speeds, especially if I have an SEA or resource in the room, I will get that adult sort of going around helping, and I will sit up here. If they finish, I get them to write their name on this whiteboard, and then I call them up to come and show me. There's just more order in them, like coming one at a time. I hate a line of students. So it's like they can all be at their desks until I need that one person. Okay, sorry, that was way longer than 10 minutes. Those are some of the routines. Thank you for tuning in.